Yeah, man, let's get to it. What's next? You know how many times this has happened to me, fam? Mm-mm-mm. I've conducted loads of interviews. Now I see right through them. I see right through them. You can't come up to me and put on a mask and try to convince me that you're right for the company. I see right through that performance, fam. Right through the performance. Lies, those lies they tell. You know, they put on an Oscar winning performance, fam. That's right. Oscar winning. You know, I'm telling you, they win that Oscar polished, lie through the interview, only to deceive the employer. You know, have us investing loads of money. You know what I'm saying? Loads of money, only to realize that this one's just nothing but, you know, nothing but hot air. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get to it. The mask always slips. This is what I'm talking about. Always slips. You have to see right through it. After you've done as many interviews as I have, you can tell the lies, man. All right. The interview is often a stage. Yeah, for these guys, it's a stage for them. You know, they've taken their acting lessons. 12-week course, 6-week course, paid loads of money for it. They don't see the interview as a workplace. It's a stage for them. You know, they see how much they're gonna be getting for the role, and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna dress up, rehearse, take those courses. You know, I'm just gonna pull up to the stage. You know, some candidates, they don't lie. They ain't no lying about these guys. They simply perform the version of themselves they believe you want to hire. You know, whatever it is that you want to hire, they say, hey, man, I've done courses for that. I've got an acting coach for that. They put me through the ropes, fam. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm gonna get the job because I'm gonna act my way through it. You know, and they act the version. You know, they put on that mask. They act the role. They act what you want to see. You know, it's like they're just mirroring back to you your dreams. It's like one of those dreams you have, and it's like what do they call those dreams? They call it not one of those mirroring dreams. They call it one of those dreams where you have it's like what you want shows up in a dream. But there's a word for it. There's a word for it. Well, in the next upcoming episodes, I try to remember the word. But there's a word for it. When you really want, you desire something, you just think about it. And it shows up in a dream. That's it. Wish fulfillment dream. Yeah, these candidates are like that. They fulfill your wishes. You know, and then here you are thinking you've got the best one pulling up. They're telling you what you want to hear. You know, and you've dreamt about it. You've seen this candidate in your dreams. You've dreamt about it. And they're just like, yeah, they can read you well. They know what you've dreamt about. And they just fulfill your wishes. They fulfill that dream. They be that person you saw in your dreams. So you're thinking, yeah, I've seen this one in my dreams. Nice, I've seen this one. This confirms it. They're dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, you know? And so that's how it goes, you see? So the confidence is rehearsed. Their answers are polished. Every weakness has a carefully prepared explanation. You see what I'm saying? But businesses don't employ interviews. You see, that's what you guys who do these interviews, you got to realize you don't employ interviews. And that's how these guys pull up. That's how these guys are. These guys who put on the role of your dreams. You saw them in your dreams. That's why you're starstruck. That's why you're confirmed, you're confident that this is the one. Now, you're just you're employing the interview. You know, Businesses employ people. That's what that's what you companies, you've got to realize. You employ people. You don't employ the interview. The real test begins after the contract is signed. That's the time. That's the time when you better hope you made the right decision in employing that dude. You better hope. You better hope that this is the one. We're talking about the one, Neil. You better hope that this is the one that's gonna reveal the greatness of the business. That's gonna bring the business, take the business to the next level. Because when those deadlines arrive after you've employed them, those deadlines are gonna arrive. Then you'll see pressure increases. Then you'll see accountability matters. And nobody's applauding anymore. After they've put on that mask, they've done the Oscar-winning performance, those deadlines approach, the pressure increases, and that's the time, you see behind the mask, and that time, no one is applauding anymore. No, that's when the mask slips up, fam. The mask comes off when the pressure increases. The deadlines arrive. And they're held accountable for what have you produced during the time you've had to spend on that project. What have you done? The employee who promised ownership, he starts blaming others. What's going on? Hey, it weren't me. It was this one. It was Jack. It was Phil. It was Naomi. It was this and that. But me, hey, I did my part. I got the job. I did my part. I did what I had to do to get the job. And here we are doing this project. It ain't nothing to do with me. You look at Jack, Phil, and Ted. The team player becomes difficult to work with. The problem solver waits for someone else to fix the problem. A great interviewer isn't necessarily a great employee. He's a great interviewer, don't get me wrong. Make a great actor. Get him an agent. Get him a Hollywood role. Oscars all around, man. Hey, I will pay good money to go and see this dude on the screen. I'll pay money for that because he can believe. He's believable. He can make me feel. He can get me emotional. Shedding all tears like. Yeah, he's a great interviewer. That's it. You just landed the wrong job. We're looking for a corporate superstar here, but you belong in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to do, the hiring process, it shouldn't measure competence. It should expose consistency. You see what I'm saying? So they have to be consistently coming through for the company on a consistent basis, not just a one-off wonder. You know what I'm saying? Ask for evidence, not opinions. Don't ask for their opinions because it's rehearsed, it's a script. Don't ask for their opinions. Test behavior, not confidence. Challenged rehearsed answers with real-life scenarios because character doesn't disappear under pressure. It gets revealed. All right, question of the day. What's the biggest red flag you've discovered after hiring someone? Share your thoughts in the comments. Catch you, man.